blaming motorcycles for the traffic in EDSA is basically like blaming yung kutsara mo kung bakit ka mataba. Masyado kasing ginagawang villain ang mga nagmomotor eh. Isipin mo, if the government keeps making policy against motorcyclists, ano ang tingin ng mga public? The more na tingin nila masamang tao to because there's so much regulation against motorcyclists. So, ang tingin ng tao, masasamang tao to kaya sila nire-regulate eh. Hi guys, welcome back. So, mainit na issue na naman tong EDSA rehab. So, because of this EDSA rehab, they're coming out with so many new regulations or bringing back some regulations that were removed already. So, ayan na naman tayo with the uneven scheme. Mas atsyempohan pa yung NCAP. And then you have all these new rules that seems to be targeting mga motor na naman. Kami na naman. Our economy here in the Philippines, or specifically here in Metro Manila, where all these mga bagong mga gusto nilang mangyari na mga regulations are going to be implemented at evolves or works primarily because of the efficiency of a motorcycle. How many rely on Grab, Shopee, Lalamove, Foodpanda? Imagine if the motorcycles was not there, how will you actually survive? And now you're actually making it as if the motorcycles are the enemy. In business, sabihin mo, the motorcycles are actually the heroes of the economy. Subukan mo lang 1 week. Don't rely in any business that will require you to use a motorcycle. 1 week lang, 1 week. Meaning, huwag ka umorder ng kahit ano. Huwag ka magpa-deliver ng kahit ano for 1 week. Kung gusto mo magpa-deliver, make sure that yung delivery hindi gumagamit ng motor. DHL ka, mag-FedEx ka, kasi mas madalas nakaban sila. Ayun, sige, try natin, try mo. Let's see if you will survive. There's about 8 million registered motorcycle here in the Philippines. We are the biggest number of vehicle on the road. And yung iniisip mo na lang, sige, yung kaninang tanong ko sa'yo, will you survive without using this delivery? Not just for you, for personal, pati for your business. Now imagine how many more people are affected that are directly, their work is related to these motorcycles. Delivery drivers, angkas driver, move it driver. Hindi lang yun. Baka hindi nyo napapansin, nagsulputan din ang daming mga motorcycle shops. Yung mga maliliit na motorcycle shops, mga nagre-repair and maintain, nagbebenta ng parts para sa mga motorcycle. All of these businesses are going to be affected. Once the motorcycles are going to be less or they're going to be more restricted, gaano kalakas ang influensya ng motor dito sa industry sa Philippines? Grabe! And yet, mga motor pa rin ang tina-target. Now, let's look at our neighboring countries. You have Thailand, you have Vietnam, you have Indonesia. They're all making policies and rules to support motorcycles. Sa Indonesia nga, they reversed the ban na bawal yung motorcycle sa main road kasi napansin nila humihina yung economy. The productivity of the economy was weakening because of that. So look at the other neighboring countries. They're supporting. They're actually putting more better enforcement on mga riders. Magkaroon ng better education, may proper licensing. Dito sa atin, hindi. Huwag na natin pakialaman kung magaling ba yung mga drivers natin. Huwag, iban mo na lang sila. Ganun ka kainis yung mga government and the policy makers against motorcycle, which I really do not understand. Kasi Ang sarap nila na nasa kotse nila eh. Naka-aircon eh. Diba? Since I left the house, it's been maybe 20 minutes. I haven't seen one biker use the bike lane. Right? So, there's not much. Kung meron mang gumagamit ng bike lane, it's usually just going and returning home. So, usually sa peak hours. And I almost guarantee you, those who actually commute on bicycles are doing it out of necessity, not because of choice. Necessity meaning kasi wala silang pambili ng motor. Kung nirekaluhan kita ng motor, ikaw biker na nagko-commute, going to work, do you think you're going to say, no, hindi maganda sa environment yan eh? Yung mga cannot afford the motorcycles are not thinking of the environment. Ang blaming motorcycles for the traffic in EDSA is basically like blaming yung kutsara mo kung bakit ka mataba. Sa EDSA, it's how it's being utilized that is causing traffic. The infrastructure is not enough. The motorcycle, the most efficient, the one that takes up the less space but moves more in that given area, is yung tina-target nyo. Yung odd even scheme, you're saying it's targeting the cars? No. How many of those, because of color coding, already bought a second car? So pag nag-add even scheme, they're just going to use the other car. They're not really going to say, hindi na ako lalabas kasi wala akong kotse. No, they have another car. One, they don't want us to share the bike lane, but they're considering it. So thank you, please do consider that. Second, ibaban mo sa overpass and underpass. I don't see the point of that. Like today, I'm going to a shop in Libis. I decided to take the motorcycle kasi una mag-isa lang ako and it's going to be more efficient. Pero pwede ako magkotse. Mas komportable pa ako pagdating doon. But I'm not helping with the traffic. But with the motorcycle, I'm giving up my car space for another car on the road. Sumisingit, natamaan ako ng motor. Kasi ayaw mo siya bigyan ng space. If you give them space, which we have enough room naman for motorcycles to lane split, which already has been proven to be more efficient. Wala yung aksidente sinasabi mo na nasagi ka ng motor. Yung iba sinasadya pa talagang ipitin yung motor eh kasi ayaw nila magpatalo, nauunahan sila ng motor. Ikamamatay mo ba kung naunahan kita? Their kamote moves are a reaction to what these cars are doing to us. Bubusinahan kami pag nasa gitna kami ng kalsada, iipitin kami pag nakitang masikip na nga, iipitin pa kami kasi ayaw kaming makauna sa kanila, diba? I-rehab po EDSA, dadami ba yung pwedeng dumaan sa EDSA? Hindi. Let's talk about undisputable na facts. Motorcycles are smaller. Since we are smaller, we use smaller engines, we are more fuel efficient. So we are greener for the environment compared to cars. Second, we actually are small enough that we can weave through traffic and decongest the road. Decongest, meaning nakakalusot kami. We're not adding to the traffic. We're decongesting the traffic since nakakalusot kami. So those are undisputable eh. Kaya ang hirap minsan na paano kami nagiging ang kaaway when we're actually helping more. Kaya nga yun sinasabi ko about being greener, about being this, being that. Kaya minsan nagtataka ako, why even the bikers, mga nagbabike, may galit din sa amin nagmomotor when we're actually also better off for the environment kaysa ipilit mo ako magdala ng kotse. Diba? So, let's think of it this way. What is the average number of people inside the car? This car has one. Let's look for more cars para lang may representative of what's happening here. No? Ito hindi mo makita kasi tinted eh. Pero Wala rin ako makita masyadong tao sa loob. Okay, let's look at this pickup. This pickup 2. This taxi 3. Tong van 2. This car 1 only. Okay, so I think you're seeing the picture now. Now if you look at motorcycles, you just look around. Count mo yung mga nakamotor. Around half of them may angkas. So which means in an area where a car is, mag-isa lang yung driver, etong van mag-isa lang rin siya, itong kotse sa harap ko, dalawa lang sila. In a space like that car that can occupy 4 motorcycles, there's 6 people that is moving. Itong mga kotse na binilang natin, wala nga tayo nakita lumampas sa 4 eh. Kadalasan 1, 2 lang ang sakaya. So, we're actually moving more people in the same area of one car. Don't get me wrong, we all want safer roads, tama. But we have to make smarter policies that is not just protecting the commuting car public, but it also must also be protecting the motorcyclist, which is the lifeblood of this economy. Let's stop thinking as the motorcycles as part of the problem. Instead, they are part of the solution. Masyado kasing ginagawang villain ang mga nagmomotor eh. Isipin mo, if the government keeps making policy against motorcyclists, ano ang tingin ng mga public? The more na tingin nila masamang tao to because there's so much regulation against motorcyclists. So, ang tingin ng tao, masasamang tao to kaya sila nire-regulate eh. Kaya yun ang nagiging problem natin. Is the people, the cars, the drivers think that we are the enemy. Kaya tayo binabastos sa kalsada. That's why we don't get any respect. But go to other countries that actually have laws, have policies that are for the motorcyclists. Alam ng mga drivers that they are very important because the government treats them as such. Kotse ang problema, ang dami ng kotse, dami ng mga sasakyan, ang problema kung bakit tayo nagkaka-traffic. And yet we prioritize them when we're creating policies on the road. Tapos yung motor that is very efficient, that transport goods, transport people, and even is the livelihood of millions of Filipinos, yan ang itatarget natin. Ay, naka. I'm blessed that I have other forms of work. My motorcycle is for me, I'm one of the few that treats it more of a secondary vehicle and a luxury. And that I acknowledge. Pero for those people who's not like me, they don't have the time to actually be bitching on the internet. They have no choice but to just follow. Tapos yung mga nakakotse sa internet, sila yung bara. Mga gago kasi kayo, mga kamote kayo. But they themselves cannot afford to live here without the use of these motorcycles. Either part of their business, or kasi magpapadeliver sila, kasi gutom sila. So paano yan? Pag sweldo, bawal na magka-milk tea. Kasi bawal magpa-deliver. Ay. Okay. I really hope that we learn from our neighboring countries that creating policies geared towards mga motorcyclists is beneficial not just to the motorcyclists but to everyone. Okay, hi guys, please let's share the road. Okay, bye guys. By the way, Sorry sa rant, but please don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.